It is an hour before dawn on the Giza plateau in the 20th year of the king men call Khufu. You wake in a long mud-brick gallery with 40 other men to the smell that has woken you every morning for 3 months. Bread. The ovens of this town never go cold. And it is a town. Streets, bakeries, breweries, a fish store the size of a temple hall, built for one purpose, and you are the purpose. You are Nefer. You are 22 years old, a farmer from the Delta, where right now the flood is standing silver over your family's fields. The river took your work away for the season, so the king borrowed you. 3 months of your labor, owed like a tax and paid like a wage, and what you are building, no one alive will ever see finished. At first light the gangs assemble, and the plateau sorts itself into order. 20 men to a gang, 10 gangs to a company, names called from a roll. Your gang has a name, you painted it yourselves, and you will paint it again today on the block you haul, up where no one will ever read it. The drunkards of Khufu, one crew famously called themselves. Yours is prouder, or at least louder. This morning you are 1 man short. Ippy, taken by fever, resting on the physician's orders, which is a sentence that would astonish half the world. Rest ordered for a laborer. The overseer marks the roll and says nothing. He is a neighbor's cousin from your own district. He carries a rod he has never used on anyone. The quota is the quota. Chains have never been needed here because the bread is good and the beer is better and the work is the largest thing human beings have ever done. The flood is the secret of the season. The same water that drowned your fields has floated a harbor right up to the desert's edge, and the barges ride it down from Tura with stones so white it hurts to look at. Casing blocks, fine as cut salt, for the skin of the thing. Crews like yours ferried and hauled and logged every block, and some of those logbooks will outlive the kings themselves. From the dock you can see the whole machine at once. Canals, storerooms, ramps, 10,000 men moving like one animal with one thought. People will someday say slaves built this. They will be wrong. Slaves cannot build like this. This takes men who are fed and organized and, though none of you would say it out loud at the morning muster, proud. Your block rides a wooden sledge, and the sledge rides on silt. That is the whole trick of it. A boy walks ahead of you, tipping water onto the track, and the wet silt goes slick as river mud, and 20 men can move what 40 could not. You take the rope. The chant starts, the same chant your father's generation used. The one that keeps 40 feet hitting the ground on the same beat. Pull, plant, breathe. Pull, plant, breathe. The rope knows your shoulders by now. The block does not forgive a stumble, so nobody stumbles. The man beside you is watching your feet and you are watching his. This is not misery. It is timing. It is the same pride a boat crew has, or a harvest line. Bodies agreeing with each other all day in the sun. At midday the plateau surrenders, and you eat in the shade of a shelter roofed with reed mats, bread from the town ovens, onions, dried fish, and beer, thick, sweet, safer than water, measured out to every man as carefully as the stone is measured. The talk is home. Someone's wife has had a son he has not met. Someone is paying a scribe 2 loaves to take a letter north. You lie back and think of the flood standing over your fields, doing your year's ploughing for you, and you almost feel the river working for you, the way you work for the king. Then when he goes down, heat, not fever, folding sideways with his bread still in his hand. 2 men carry him to the physician's house before the overseer has finished standing up. Nobody jokes about it. Everybody watches. That is the bargain, and everyone knows its terms. The work takes everything, and in return, the work takes care of you. You carry Wenny's ration to the physician's house at the edge of the town, and you wait while the doctor works. A man who sets bones the way your gang sets stone, with patience and wet linen and wooden splints and honey for the wounds. 17 centuries from now, in a book of medicine copied from books this man's teachers wrote, there will be case after case that begins, instructions for a man with a broken arm, and 45 centuries from now, diggers will open the graves on this ridge and find the proof in the bones themselves. Fractures set straight, healed clean, men who broke on this work and were mended and lived to be old. The pyramid pays its debts. You leave the bread. Wenny is already complaining about the beer ration, which is how you know he will live. In the late afternoon, your block arrives where it has been going all day, the top of the working face, where the setting crews take it out of your hands. Levers, wedges, a last shove. And it goes home into its course with a sound like a door closing. 1 block among 100,000, exactly where a man with a string and a plumb line says it belongs. You put your hand on it once, flat, the way you would touch an ox that pulled well. From up here, the world is 2 colors. The green flood country of the living, and the red desert of the dead, and the river between them, like a border drawn by a god. The pyramid will never know your name, but the block knows. You painted your gang on its hidden face this morning, and it will carry that name longer than Egypt carries the king. At dusk the tally is read, and your gang has made quota with Ippy sick and Wenny down, which means tonight you are heroes to 20 men. The beer comes around again. Somebody sings. The ovens are already working on tomorrow. You walk out past the last houses and look up at it. The thing itself, black against the first stars, too big to see all at once, humming with the day's held heat. In 1 month the flood will fall, and you will go home to your fields and your mother's cooking and a village where nothing is taller than the granary. You will plough and marry and grow old, and on clear days all your life you will look at the horizon, and it will be there, yours. It is an hour past dark on the Giza plateau. The ovens are lit, the stone is waiting, and tomorrow, 1 block at a time, you will go back to building the morning star, a place to land,